Let me. Oh shit! I put my mic away. Here we go. I got my mic back. Hey everybody! Friday night, Andy's Crypto Talk Live. We're at you here. We are at you here. Andy's Crypto Talk Live. I'm just gonna share this out with all of my members on the Telegram. Let me just get the link. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-ba-ba-bum. We live right now. Let's share it out on the X. Why not? Get it on the timeline. Alright guys, let's get right into it here. Let's get right into it. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on here tonight, so that's why I think I'm just going to get right into it. We don't have like a big celeb coins, I guess, is the trend. Let's see deck screener, let's see. I don't have my filters on? What's going on? Let me get my filters on. This is just some alpha actually for you right here. 24-hour transactions, I do 2,500. 24-hour volume, let's do 100K. And liquidity, we want at least 10K. So that's a bit of alpha for you, just to see a little bit of a filter off of some shitty fucking trash. Let's see on X actually real quick. Let's see what's trending. What's trending? What's trending? What's trending? It's all this Biden stuff. I'm not interested. I mean, when was this? Oh, I should have put Biden in the name, hey? Let's see, maybe I can edit the name. Oh, here we go. Trump, Biden, Jenner, Iggy, SOULJA, TRIPPIE, DAVIDO. I mean, like, what is going on, right? Look at this. Beat Trump's conviction. 96K. Liberty Guns Beer Trump. 175K. Trumpy. 175K. Madison Beer. Who is this? Another celebrity. Let's check it out. I don't know who that is. Timeless DAVIDO. DAVIDO. I don't know anything about that guy. But, I mean, that's what was popping. Look, Snoop Dogg's up here now. 100K market cap. Rugged. Look at this rug. 96% down in one candle. 96% down in one candle. And that didn't even take much. It only took 168K of volume. I guess 2 candles. 160K here. 160K there. I mean, these people that bought in here for millions of dollars got rugged. That's what's happening with these celebrity coins, guys. That's what I'm seeing. Look at this Caitlyn Jenner one. It's still sitting at 7 mil, sure. But like that rugged, bro. People got in here. What did they get in at? 40 mil market cap. Down to 7. Cut your losses. I would assume that's a good idea right there. Free Trump. Free Trump. Wow, look at this thing. What'd that go to? 8 mil. Down to 1 mil. Wow. And people would say this is a steal. I wouldn't myself. Mother Iggy, Izzy Azalea. Wow, this one's doing something. Okay, this one's doing something. It might be rugging right now, 20% down in one candle. But it might also continue. This looks like a little bit of a swing failure type thing. But it could just retest right around here. Let's do some shitcoin TA on Iggy Azalea. So yeah, like it could retest there. And then continue. Or it could just like fail there. But I would just, yeah, I mean, I personally, I would stay away from most of this stuff. There might be some that has merit. Like, I see Ansem retweeting this one, so maybe that's why. You know, it had that correction down. It had this correction here, and then when it broke out, see, it really had to push above this. And you can see, like, it rejected out of that. Then this, you know, first time, second time, third time. Third time's the charm, and it fucking sent. So, I mean, they say TA doesn't work on this stuff, but you'd be surprised. SOULJA coin, there it is. Look at that one. Does it have a chance for a recovery? Who knows? It's actually sitting pretty nice on this. It's sitting pretty nice on this. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually making a bit of a flag here. Pennant, flag, whatever you want to call it. So like, they would draw this like this. And then like, you know, target up there. Target 1 cent. For SOULJA boy. SOULJA boy, tell him. We got one viewer. What's up, guys? Alright, so let's get into the meat and cheese. Meat, beans, steak, potatoes, whatever you want to call it. I don't eat meat, so it doesn't matter. We're gonna check out the big boys like BTC, ETH, Sol, and then we will go a little bit more macro, and then wrap it all up maybe with some more shit coins and things like that. And then I actually do have another play that I want to review again, just where it's at, because we did do call in the Telegram, and it went up to almost 10x. I think it's sitting at right now, but it went over 10x from when we called it. So definitely want to review that with you guys, and that's about it for the night. We're gonna try to cap it pretty quick, try to do like a 30-40 minute stream for this one. So what are we looking at with BTC here? So we were talking about this inverted head and shoulders style play. It's really just like a trend change, right? Higher low. And then we created a higher high. So now, you know, is this the higher low? Does the higher low form lower on this sort of volume profile? So it could go, you know, down to this 63K, 64K, 64K range. Otherwise, like I was saying, with this sort of, we are in a flag, and normally when we hit this, we go fast through it, and that's actually what happened on this candle. But what happened is it actually came up and closed up higher. So I think that I like that. First off, I don't like that it's starting to close a little lower, but we're still above this that I was talking about, this blue line being our up from there type thing. So as long as we're above this blue line I've got marked here at about 67K, I think we're actually sitting pretty. And you can see that my line here, the trend line from underneath, is moving up and taking that as a bouncy support. So this does look really good to me. It's super bullish. Some would even say like this is a big cup and handle style pattern. I personally don't really trade on cup and handles too much. I don't trade on inverted head and shoulders much. I don't trade on that stuff. I see that stuff, so I mention it. But really, at the end of the day, I'm just trading trend reversals mostly. As you guys have seen, you know, I draw a lot of these. Let's actually put a real line on this because it'd be nice to have it. I want to get rid of these squiggles, but these squiggles is kind of where we're targeting. Like I'm leaving these squiggles for now because see back here, this is where we were originally squiggling from, and we, you know, assumed that it was just going to push straight through. That didn't happen, so let's actually get rid of that. It's going to happen later is what I was saying. At least that's what we were talking about on the stream. And so, yeah, I think, you know, like look at this, right? That's kind of the same sort of pattern play out. So the thing is right here is it just pushed straight up through because it took less time to create the pattern. So I think we have a bit more correction here at this top. That's why it's taking us a little bit of time so that we can take another swing at it and push up through. But I think, yeah, that's kind of the next move that we're looking at here. So that's definitely why I wanted to step on the stream and let you guys know, just keep an eye on this, because I think the next time that we break this little bit of resistance, we will more than likely break through this longer term resistance. So get rid of that, just to clean things up here, and we can get rid of that because that was a long time ago. So yeah, I think, you know, we're bouncing nicely again off this blue support line I have marked here. I think the next move up, it could portray a violent move down, but more than likely, in my opinion, it's just going to rocket up through it. So just keep that in mind, that this is a lot of volatility in this area. And, you know, speaking of volatility, I like to step back just for a minute and talk about the VIX. Because this is actually, it is nice what we want to see. But that's essentially why we've been seeing this extreme volatility. Let's go down to 10 hour just to see that. Like, wow, that's pretty crazy actually. On the daily, yeah, it's actually less. So on the 10 hourly, it got a minus 11.38% candle down, which is super nice to see. Alongside, I think the stocks ran up at the end of the day, right? So they spent the first half of the day running down, and then the second half of the day running up. So this is, you know, this is like an engulfing style candle, which normally when that happens, it signifies real bullishness. Like, wow, look at that one. The S&P rallied insanely. So I think that poses a good, for risk, it poses a good one. It's definitely a good close. Look at that, how we had a channel, and when it broke, it really broke down. You could have took that as a really big signal, right? Really big signal. As it broke underneath this, you could have, you know, okay, it's retesting up here. Took in a big short right there for 300 points or something like that, right? So trend lines is generally what I stick to for that reason. So the one thing we were looking at on the larger time frame with this trend line, the this is essentially the COVID high of the VIX. That's you know, brought to us by Kazanomics. If it weren't for Kazanomics, you know, I'll give it a shout out right now at Kazanomics on X. Go check it out, please. I urge you to go check it out. I have been saved by the grace of Kazanomics and the Church of Kazanomics. I mean, it's literally, at this point, it's a cult, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, we talked about how this wedge, we wanted to see it break down. It didn't break down, it broke up, but then it broke down again, and now it broke up again, broke down. You know, it might actually play with our emotions here for a little while. The one reason I think that this eventually resolves to the downside, or at least rests down here for a while, is because we do have a presidential election this year, and that's going to be like over here someplace. Let me scroll it over. So it's going to be around here someplace. So I think it just kind of like settles down in this area. Maybe doing something like it did here, where it pushes down and then it continues zigzagging up. See, like that big push down? We can see this has some similarities, right? So after we had that big push down here, we can see we made a new low. So this is kind of ideal scenario. And then another big push down for elections, maybe. And then at that point, you know, back to the zigzag. And as you can see here, that's the case. You know, it does stuff like that. So something to keep an eye on. This is really nice to see, though. I think so this is going to show us, I think, crypto strength, essentially, that this is breaking down. And then again, another thing to look at on the macro is the dollar index. For sure, we want this to reject and continue on its downtrend. You know, overall it broke this. So the last thing we want to see is it push above this red. So this is no good. Whoops, let me get rid of that. And this is good. If it comes back down here, it might, you know, and then do something like that. Who knows? But I would keep an eye on these two together, like the dollar and the VIX. Just kind of watch them together. But yeah, back to the corn. Back to the corn. Where were we? Yeah, so again, I think a push up into here and then off to the races on all-time highs. But, you know, it could do one more rejection and then make its way up as well. I don't think it goes that low, though. Sorry. So it'd be like up to here, reject down to here, then up to here, and then off to the races. It could do this one more time. But I think from what we're seeing here and what we're seeing on the VIX and what we're seeing on the dollar and stocks, generally we've been a simulator for that. So, you know, we're correlated to a degree. So, yeah, I think we're due for a push up on Bitcoin. Whether it happens today or whether it happens Monday, I don't really know. Normally the best time is on the weekends, and so I think they are trapping people right now. It's basically like a liquidity game for the market makers, and they're just trapping people either way, because we can see up these, you know, big violent move and then a big violent move down. Bart's back up, Bart's back down, and we can see that in these Barts being formed. See, Cowabunga dude, and then we got a reverse Bart here, Cowabunga dude, and then this is kind of the Bart right here, Cowabunga dude, right? So we're seeing that there's a reverse one, Cowabunga dude, right? So now I think at this point we're due for like one of these to the upside, hang out up here for a little bit, and then that's what I'm saying, maybe Cowabunga dude back down. I don't know if he's done skateboarding. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he's done skateboarding with our emotions here. But yeah, it looks like we're in maybe a regular Bart. Yeah. Could be inverted. I don't know. Man, these Barts. I think we're due for a move up on Bitcoin. We'll put it that way. Let's check out ETH BTC, because that's crazy, right? We're hitting this resistance here that I had marked out. Just looking for a push up through that resistance, I think. Yeah, I think next zone to kind of watch is up here. As we move up into it. You know, broke this trend, and now we're looking to rotate that. Once we're over this zone, ETH's gonna look really good. It's already looking pretty good, but it's an ETH ETF, so like, could be good, could be bad. So yeah, ETH BTC, keep an eye out for that. ETH USD. Ooh, excuse me, I'm tired. Yeah, same sort of thing. Why do we even have RSI on here? I'm not sure why RSI is on here, but yeah, ETH's resting around these highs, these recent all-time highs, or recent highs, not all-time highs. But yeah, I think, you know, you see ETH BTC move, then you're going to see ETH USD move. So vice versa, you can keep an eye on either. It doesn't really matter. Let's see what we were looking at the other day. So we were looking at maybe a BART, or maybe it continues on upwards. And we were talking about breaking out of that megaphone, but that's changed. Yeah, definitely changed. Let's see here. So yeah, we're resting on this volume here, we see. GARI network. Yeah, I could check out GARI. Is that one GARI USD? Okay, it's on OKX. Let's add it. Let's check it out. Just finish up east here. Yeah, so this is kind of where I'm thinking of a push up if we do move up. We're still waiting for that to see. And if not, then we could reject down. Watch for these levels, I guess. Probably like there. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see it get back and sustain underneath 3,600. And then above, I mean, we have this line at 39.54. So I think once it's above that and sustains it, you know, it's going to continue pushing on up. Let's show GARI for Disclosure Crypto. Wow, what happened there recently? That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Oh yeah, that's kind of crazy. It did 100% in 2 days. And now it's down 40% off that. That's pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. But this thing is down only. Wow. What is this? July of 22. Was this like part of the Luna debacle? Do you know anything about that? Because like if we were like, okay, there's the token launch, and then, you know, it runs up, and then oh, this launched in the bear. So it launches in the bear, doesn't do very well. Not horrible actually. 20 cents to like $1. That's pretty good. And then back down to like 29 cents, and then back up to like 84 cents. And then it turbo rug pulls 70% in a day. Then proceeds to dump a total of 88% over the next week. Totals resting under 88%. Some people, like I would imagine, lost a buttload of money on this and are potentially trapped by not wanting to sell. That it's that big of a loss, they don't even want to sell. So that would bring me a little bit of concern with this. That's maybe why you see stuff like this happen, where there's like wicks that are just being sold off so hard. Like, look at this. This rallied 100% in 2 days, but people just were there to step in and sell this right back down. Mind you, we are up off of this absolute low, 137%. So whoever got in here is laughing. But that was like, who was buying this September last year? It's very interesting. I would check this out maybe and see. Who knows? Maybe there's something there. Maybe there's a reason this could go back to $1 or whatever, but it's saying sell. I don't know enough about this token to tell you anything about it. But if there's a team there, if there's a project that's gonna like come out of this, sure, it might recover. I wouldn't touch this unless it recovered. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to put a line on something this dead. That looks pretty okay. I think if it's sustaining above this line, this almost makes more sense though. Like the climax low of this big 1 day shit candle, if we can sustain, if this token can like make its way up here and stay above this, this is where I would look to be interested, around like the 9-10 cents. That is a 5x from here though, so I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. On a lower time frame, I guess, like, you know, if it gets above here, above 5 cents, it could run to 10 cents. That 10 cent area now. I don't know. Don't know enough about it. Let's move on to we did ETH. Let's do Soul. Soul BTC, what were we looking at? So we're looking at this thing to move up against BTC, like it continues trending up from this low here, you know, making those higher lows, higher highs. I think this was our higher low, so we're looking for a higher high. Yeah, I think it looks good, to be honest. Even on this 10 hour, we can see the trend is green still. Even though it is pretty flat, you want to see it really have a slope. The higher the slope, the better. But I mean, you know, it could be moving up and the slope not changing too much. But yeah, we broke out of this this trend here. I'm looking to rotate it again. I think we are looking good above this 242 region, which it did dip down below just quickly for about a day. But yeah, as we can see on the daily, it as it rejected down, it was bought back up very quickly on the daily. So I think Soul and Soul ETH took a major plummet, but it held this support. So I think we're looking good. Maybe double bottom here and just moves up on Soul ETH as well. Soul BNB, looking for that Kawabunga. Still waiting on it. Where's our Soul chart? Cowabunga dude, I think that was it. It barted to there. But yeah, I think we're pretty bullish on Soul still. Would really like to see it hold above 165. Worst case, 163. I know we do have this line at 159. I think that's still a valid support as well. But I think the higher up that Solana holds, like 165, that is, I think holding 165 would pose a lot of strength in this next move. And then, yeah, just kind of go from there for Solana. See what it looks like on the 10 hour. Same sort of thing. So, yeah, it's looking nice. If it can sort of recover this 172, 173 area, I think it continues moving on drastically quicker. Just because, again, like, we can see that this major trend line is kind of what we want to get on top of. Once we get on top of that major trend line, you know, definitely way more bullish on Solana. Although we are still pretty bullish on Solana, considering it did have this major correction down. But when you talk about stuff like Solana, there is more volatility implied, of course. So, you know, you can have those moves down from the, what was this, 205 to 112, right? So like major market correction on something like Solana. Let's bring up this other trend line. Whoops. I want this lower one. What is that one doing anyways? It looks like it changed my... It keeps changing my trend lines. I think that's what it was supposed to be. Is like, that's the trend that started this whole trend. Yeah. It's got to be lower too. That's that one. I don't know why it does that to me. But anyways. What we talk about here, we're talking about this Cowabunga. That one's played out. Let's get rid of that. I didn't quite hit where I was expecting to reach the 200 mark, kind of, with that Cowabunga. But it still looks like kind of a reverse Bart, so. There's the mini reverse Bart. Just trying to get cleaned up a little bit here so that we can continue progressing forward. So yeah, more near-term trend is this one right here, and you know, I think we try to break that alongside the BTC move that we see happen. You know, definitely push up, and Solana will continue up as well. This could be like a mini Bart, to be honest. That was bad. There. It could be a mini Bart coming in too, you know what I mean? Just because this looks like it could have been a Bart. Or it could be a bigger Bart. And it's going to happen to go back down there. I just don't... Like, okay, guys, it's in my stream, right? Biden vetoes bill that allows highly regulated financial firms to hold Bitcoin and crypto. Like, what is going on? And Trump is all about Bitcoin. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's about all I got to say about that. What else should we talk about? Or do we want to just wrap this one up? I've got no viewers. Let's talk about total. What's happening to total? Total was trying to overcome. My trend lines all got moved around. Kind of sucks. Go on, trading view. Oh, are my trend lines on the daily? That's why. Yeah, so daily trend, it's tried to move up on it and it's not holding it, so we're a little bit underneath that. Still looking to recover that. Could come down to this 2.399 trillion and bounce. It could even come all the way down to this 2.266 and bounce. Right? But total 3 looks, again, a little less bullish than total 2. But either total 2 or 3 both looking very bullish for the altcoin sector. We had some meme coin stuff. Oh yeah, so it pushed up. Now it's rejecting on whiff. Bonk still in play. It's looking good. Moved stops up. We haven't hit that yet. Myro, that one's good. Moved stops up here. Haven't hit that. That one looks good. That was 11 hours. Doge, I think we got knocked out of that one. Pepe, we didn't play. Shib. Shib's trying to knock us out. But then moved up and we're waiting to see what happens. I think it's still pretty okay to hold. Slurf looking pretty bottomed, eh? Does that look bottomed or does that look dead? That's the question. That's the lifetime question. Again, I think with charts like this, you want to see it overcome certain levels. Like that's a level to overcome. Once we see it overcome it and hold it, then we're good. Is it dead? Is it dead? Hobbs, Pups, GME. Which one did we talk about? We must have been talking on this one. No. We haven't talked on any of these ones. So GME, big spike up. All the people waiting to see, you know, is it going to break? What's going to happen? Is it going to continue to the downside? It hasn't made a low yet, so that's kind of the trend line. It's a violent move down though, so when you're waiting on one guy to text, you know, I don't know. Turbo, look at this. Isn't that a chart? That's a freaking chart. And I called this out last year. I called this out for y'all. I mean, there were some juicy 60% candles in there. 65, 65, 50. Unreal move on Turbo, guys. Pepe 2. Yeah, I mean, it's thinking about making a move up. I was talking about this. Someone said a poo last time. And this is what I said. It either continues this trend up or it rejects back down. And we got a major rejection back down. Major rejection back down. I mean, that is a major. Let's measure that. From the top down, 60%. Yeah, I want to talk about baked. I do want to talk about baked because I called this out in Telegram pre-sale. So I called it out like here. You know, days before it came live. So if you bought the pre-sale, you know, this is your price that you entered at. Actually, I think because pre-sale usually gets the tokens a little bit cheaper. Let me change this to market cap and then maybe we can see a little more accurately. So I believe it launched at about 144, 143K. And I think pre-salers got about 130K. It wasn't much. Like, you wouldn't have gotten a lot extra if you were in pre-sale for price, that is. Like, you got 10% extra, you know. But then look at this, right? Like, I don't know who dumps a token like this right away, but like, it you know, it went up a little bit. It went up 30%. They dumped it. It went up another 20%. They dumped it. It went up 5%. They were like, all right, we're out of here. And they dumped it. And look at what happened next. Almost 100% gain. Right? And this didn't stop. This just kept going. So this run in total was a 445% gain for those bottom buyers. And I was calling it out. Like here and here and here and here and here. All the dips. You get them in my Telegram. You just sign up. Links in the description. So then it had this pretty long consolidate. I mean, you call this long. This is 15-minute candles. So it had the consolidation here for about a day or two. Wait, maybe a couple days. 1, 2, 3 days. 3-day consolidation and then another rip. And look at this. Just one after another. Once it broke up, 191%. So grand total, if you were in anywhere in this region, we'll even just do the top of that region to the very top, 623%. So it's a 7.2x. If you bought the absolute bottom, if you were this one guy at the bottom who bought 5K or whatever he bought, you're up over 10x. That's a 10.5x, guys and gals. And you can see here it's holding strong on this 1 million. This is like, it's very strong conviction line, put it that way. And we did talk about the casino for baked beans coming up. They do have a casino coming up. It was supposed to launch today. However, they delayed it for a couple days. They only delayed it till Monday. And when that announcement came out, look at this guy. 14K. Oh no. It must have been less. So 12.5K, just one dump. Immediately almost bought back up in a few buys. And we're resting above that 1 million mark, right? So there's a lot of conviction. As we can see, this wedge forming. Any of these are deviations in my opinion, because there is strong conviction here at the 1 million mark, right? Look at this bounce, 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 bounce. It recovers it. It recovers it. Bounce. We might see another bounce. It might go up. Bounce. It might go up again. Bounce again. And then eventually it's just going to shoot out of this trend line. I personally thought it was going to shoot out a little earlier. And if we do draw it the correct way, it's technically like this. Because you draw it with the highs enclosed to the most recent low. And so this is essentially it actually trying to recover here. So I think, you know, eventually this is kind of what we see happen once we have that casino coming in. I think they said a 3rd. So June 3rd. Right? So I think after that we start seeing this thing just start skyrocketing essentially. Once we have utility, we can see centralized exchanges come in. We can see the bigger YouTubes really starting to push it. And a lot more in store from the team here at Baked Beans. So one to check out for sure. Let's see how SOULJA coin's doing. That's so good. What's up on the top here? Pepe Gold. Moth. Mother Iggy. It's still going, I guess. I guess it's still going. It had a big pump up. So, yeah, I mean, this could continue ripping. If it holds above this, I mean, you're probably chilling. Really, I would move that up there and just hope it rests above that. Like, this could have just been a hourly ignoramus. But I think as long as it holds above that, closes above, should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. Oh, what happened to our filters? There's our filters. Snoop Dogg, is that one moving up? No, Snoop Dogg's just rugged. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up for this Friday night stream. Thanks for tuning in. And we will catch you in the next one. Again, check out Baked Beans. Casino's coming soon. 2 million's incoming. 2 million market caps incoming. That's a free 2x from here, guys. Yeah. We'll catch you on the next one. Like, subscribe, join the Telegram.